Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today I've done this look you see right here for Valentine's Day, or I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be Valentine's Day, you can wear this wherever. This is definitely more on the glam side, so if you're not really comfortable with that, the next video I'm going to do is going to be a softer Valentine's Day look, so stay tuned for that. But I really hope you guys like it, and it is like 4 o'clock in the morning right now, so I'm going to go take this makeup off and go to bed. So if you would like to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching.
Hello everyone. So obviously I've already filled in my brows and I've already primed my lids, so I'm just jumping into the Modern Renaissance palette and I'm picking up the shade right here, Bon Fresco. It's kind of a mauve shade, and I am just blending this through my crease as our transition color, and I'm also making sure to be blending this on the outer half of the lid, excuse me. And then I'm taking the shade Warm Taupe. I'm blending this through the crease in basically the same areas we put Bon Fresco. And then switching to a smaller, thinner brush, this is the Morphe M441 I believe. I am deepening up the crease in the outer corner with this, and I'm also making sure to be blending this on the inner corner of my lid, excuse me. Grabbing the shade Antique Bronze, this is one of my favorite colors in the palette, and I am blending this on the outer corner of my lid. And then whatever's left on the brush, I am taking halfway into the crease. I'm not taking this all the way to the inner corner, I am just taking this halfway up into the crease. So picking up the shade Cypress Umber, I'm switching to an even smaller brush, and I'm just going to be blending this in the very outer V of our lids. And I'm just going to be keeping it really tight in that outer corner, and whatever's left on the brush, I am going to be taking this about a quarter of a way up into the crease, I want to say. So now I'm just taking some more of that Antique Bronze shade, and I am just making sure that we didn't lose any of that color. I'm just blending. And now I'm taking the shades Bon Fresco and Warm Taupe, and I am going to be blending around the edges, making sure there's no harsh lines. And then I'm going to be picking up the shade Vermeer, and I'm going to be carving basically along the little curve on the eye, if that makes sense. You can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going back in and making sure there's no harsh lines. And I'm picking up the Urban Decay Moondust palette. I am taking the shade right here, Spectre, and I'm just going to be packing this on the lid in the same areas. Now I'm grabbing the ColourPop and Amanda Steele collab shadow. This is in the shade Steel. It's a really pretty pink with, it's got like pink and blue reflex in it, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to be packing this on our lids with my finger. Then I'm just going back through and making sure there's no harsh lines there, and I'm also making sure to touch up in the inner corner. I want there to be color in there. So grabbing my Maybelline gel liner pot, I'm going to be doing a wing. The one I have is unfortunately kind of dried out now, so it's kind of hard to work with, but what I do is I take the brush and I dip it in some water and then dip it back into the gel liner, and you can see the difference right away, that it really just brings it back to life and makes it a lot easier to work with. So that's a tip. Now I'm just going in with a baby wipe, and I'm going to be cleaning up any fallout. So taking my two favorite primers at the moment, I'm going to be using the Benefit Professional to fill in my pores and just going through my T-zone like usual. And then with the In Transit Camera Close-Up Primer, I am just going to be putting this on the rest of my face. And for foundation, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 201, I believe. And I'm just going to be pouncing this into my skin using a damp sponge, like usual. I really want our skin to be glowy, so that's why I picked this foundation. Well, that's not too flattering. So I'm going to be taking the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm just going to be concealing and highlighting with this. And I'm just going to be blending this out with the same damp sponge. And I'm also going to be using this to cover up a few blemishes. This concealer works really well for that because it's so full coverage. So now I'm taking my RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm just going to be setting my whole face with this basically, but I'm first doing the areas where I have concealer. And really with this concealer, you don't necessarily need to set it. It has a powder finish, but I am just weird about not setting things. It weirds me out. Then taking my Luxie short shader brush, I believe that's what this is, I will have it linked down below, but I am taking the shades Blonde Fresco and Warm Taupe, and I am blending those through my lash line. And then I'm taking my NYX Treasure Lee liner, and I am tight lining with this. And then I'm just using the Maybelline gel liner on my lower lash line. So now I'm taking that shade Antique Bronze, and I'm just putting this on the very outer half of my lower lash line, if that makes sense. And now taking the shade Cypress Umber, I am just putting this on the very outer part of my lid, kind of like what we did on the top. I'm just, where I have the brush stamped down, that's all the further I'm going with this, and I'm just wiggling it back and forth. Then I'm just going back in with the 2 transition shades that we used, and I'm just making sure there's no harsh lines. So now I'm taking that shade Vermeer again, and I'm going to be highlighting the inner corner with this. Then I'm just going to be setting the brow bone using the shade Tempera. So I'm just curling my lashes and coating my top lashes with mascara. This is the Smashbox X-Rated mascara. And then I'm just grabbing some Ardell Wispies. I've already trimmed these so that they will fit my eye shape. These are definitely my favorite lashes of the moment. They're just really wispy and flirty. So I'm just coating my lower lashes with mascara now. And then I am grabbing this NYX colored mascara. I believe it is in the shade Perfect Pink. And I'm just going to be putting this on the very tips of my lashes. And you can't see it on camera at all. That sucks. So I'm taking my NYX fan brush, and I'm going to be contouring with this using my NYX Contour and Highlight palette. I really like this brush because it really helps chisel out my cheekbones. I really like the effect I get with it. And I'm just going to be contouring my gigantic forehead and also chiseling out my jawline. And then I am contouring my nose. And now I am just taking my Be a Bombshell bronzer in Heat Wave. Yeah, I know, what a surprise. It's not like I use this in every single video or anything. Oh wow, that is just so attractive. Next I'm taking the Pacifica blush in the shade Wild Rose, I believe. This is the one that I got in my Ipsy bag. And you do really have to build this blush up, but that's okay because it's easier to build it up than it is to take it off if it's super pigmented. So then I'm just taking the matte highlight shade in my NYX contour kit. And I am just using this to brighten underneath my eyes and through the center of my face. And I'm also using this to kind of clean up my contour a little bit. Now I'm just making sure there's no harsh lines and making some very strange faces. And then I am taking my Makeup Geek. So now I'm just taking the Makeup Geek and Kathleen Lights highlighting palette, and I'm taking that pinky shade, I believe it's called Starlight, and I am just highlighting with this. And now I'm just taking my NYX Dewy Setting Spray and spraying this all over my face, making sure we're all glowy. And then I am just going back over the highlight because I'm just crazy. And then I'm just dabbing that with my damp sponge to make sure it's not powdery at all. Alright Alyssa, you can calm down now. So now I'm just picking a lip color, and I decided to go with my favorite one at the moment. This is the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Alyssa. See, obviously it was made for me. This is the one that was in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, in case you were curious. And I'm just putting this on my lips. And I'm really bad at putting lipstick on camera. I'm so sorry. I am blind as a bat, so I have to get extremely close to the mirror, and yeah, it's not really that easy to film that way. So then I decided I wanted to put a gloss on, so I'm taking the Trust Fund Beauty Gloss. I believe it is in the shade Method to Madness. This was also in my Ipsy bag. And this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I definitely loved the way this look turned out. And all the products I mentioned today will be linked in the description box. And don't forget to like and subscribe, or not, no pressure. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Oh my god, what was that?
Embarrassed.
You want me to leave?
Yeah, I don't think I can do it with you in here. Not yet. For my next Valentine's Day tutorial. This is definitely more on the glam side, so if you're not really comfortable with that, I do intend to